Emily, off to China. How did it all come about?
Well, we've had a link with China for 5 years now. It was established through the British Council. The school is in Kunming, which is probably a 2.5 hour flight west of Hong Kong, and that's how we're getting there. We're arriving in Hong Kong and transferring. We've got a partner school out there. We've had an exchange, I think, for the past 4 years. Last year, Chinese pupils came to stay with our families from St Clare's school, and we took them to local sightseeing tours, like for example Leeds Castle. We visited London. They also spent time in classrooms. We have many different cross-curricular projects happening between St Clare's school and the middle school that we're partnered with in China.
What were the big surprises for the Chinese people when they came here?
I think they were shocked at actually how small class sizes were, because they're used to actually studying with 60 students, and it's quite a sort of dictated education. There's their notes, there's the questions, they get on with their work, where at St Clare's at the moment we're having a real big push on interactive learning and more doing activities to stimulate and for pupils to enjoy learning. So I think that was a big shock initially.
Why China?
Well, China is one of the world's most upcoming, fast-growing countries. So I think, well, obviously it's the world's largest population, so you can think of how many people in the world speak Mandarin. Therefore, we have a teacher each year come across from China to stay with one of our families, once again from school. They stay there for a whole year, and they teach our pupils Mandarin lessons. They also share parts of their culture. So for Chinese New Year, we had a whole China week where pupils were given Mandarin phrases, and they spoke those Mandarin phrases in lessons and on the playground and around school. On the Tuesday of that week, we had Chinese food. So it's just really about sharing culture and learning from each other.
It's almost be good to it, also important in breaking down barriers.
Yes, exactly. Yes, and I think what's been really nice is our pupils had the Chinese people stay with them from last year, and now they're going to stay with their families. So there's going to be some real good relationships and lifelong friends established there.
You be able to say you get out and about the countryside as well at all?
When we're in China, we stay in the local school and the local town for about 2 to 3 days. Then we have a 3-day sightseeing trip to a place called Lijiang and a place called Dali. Now, they're extremely beautiful. You have the Chinese pagodas, and there's also something that's called the stone forest, which are just huge jolts of stones coming out, and it looks like a forest. So we're going to see a lovely bit of some beautiful scenery as well.
I mean, we're very much established it's just not a sightseeing trip. In fact, much more than that. It's very much interwoven with Ofsted, I understand. Can you take us through that?
Yeah, absolutely. In our recent Ofsted, we were graded as outstanding for our social cohesion aspect, and I think that's because not only with our community involvement with East Tilbury Primary School as well, but we have a partner link school in Nigeria as well as the China link school, and we're also developing link schools in Argentina and in other places of the world. So it's really something that's embedded into the school ethos at St Clare's.
China's a long way. It must be a very expensive trip. Can all students go?
The Chinese exchange trip is offered to all students. We've been extremely fortunate. We've worked hard, and we've actually received the international award, which has made links stronger between ourselves and the British Council. So the British Council have given us a grant. So pupils are expected to pay a certain amount towards the flight costs and the visa costs. But whilst we're out there, the partner schools actually pay for all of our excursions, and obviously the pupils are being hosted by a Chinese family. So costs are reduced that way. And when the Chinese people come to us, then it's a similar situation.